Hello everyone, my name is Kidley. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, SWTOR will not be at E3 2018, and odds are we'll probably never see it at E3 again. So I thought it would be fun to actually go back and take a look at every time SWTOR actually was at E3. We can kind of just go through these and, make fun of it or analyze it and just kind of see what was said by the different developers when SWTOR actually was at E3. Now, SWTOR was actually announced October 21st, 2008. So it wasn't at E3 for the first time until 2009. So we're going to go ahead and kick off with that one. So this is the EA press event from 2009. Seems like a long time ago, right? Now, I will also say that they used a lot of Star Wars music, so there might be times where I have to briefly mute it, just so trying to avoid copyrights and that kind of thing on YouTube. But yeah, here we go. Let's kick this off with the 2009 EA media briefing. Here we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there for a second. The guy on the left, that is Dr. Ray from BioWare. He's one of the BioWare co-founders. The guy on the right, I think he's from LucasArts or Lucasfilm, one of the two.
Hi, I'm Ray Muzica from BioWare.
And I'm Daryl Rodriguez from LucasArts. Star Wars has an amazing entertainment heritage on film, television, and in gaming. At LucasArts, we strive to deliver epic Star Wars games that live up to that legacy. The time has come for us to make a momentous statement about the franchise with Star Wars, The Old Republic.
As most of you know, The Old Republic is going to be your own personal Star Wars saga. It's a story-driven, massively multiplayer, online PC game set thousands of years before the rise of Darth Vader.
When we decided to move forward with an MMO set in the Star Wars universe.
It's funny that they have to actually explain that. Also, this dude over here that's wearing the respirator, that's got to be really uncomfortable.
BioWare was the obvious choice. They're a world-class RPG developer, and they share our passion for the Star Wars IP.
Absolutely. At BioWare, we knew that working with LucasArts on a new Star Wars MMO project could be a company-defining opportunity and a way to reconnect and build something truly epic in a property that we know and love.
BioWare and LucasArts have a shared focus on characters and stories. This has allowed us both to create incredibly deep and compelling worlds for our fans. Today, we're pleased to reveal that Star Wars: The Old Republic will be the first ever fully voiced, massively multiplayer game. Yeah, woo! Every playable class in the game and every character you encounter in the world will have his, her, or its own unique voice.
We think this changes everything for MMOs. Being a fully voiced game completely draws the player in and creates those emotionally engaging moments that we want our players to experience. To put this in perspective, we believe this could be one of the largest voiceover projects in the history of games, and maybe across all areas of entertainment.
It actually was.
In the Old Republic, there are hundreds of thousands of lines of dialogue and thousands of speaking roles.
Now let's take this one step further. In the Old Republic, every one of the game's many classes will have its own unique story. If you play the entire game as a bounty hunter, an Empire class, and then play the game again as a trooper, a Republic class, your gameplay experience will be completely different.
As you can tell, story means a lot to us. Up until now, MMO games have shown an impressive commitment,
except for basically the abilities being the same,
to the classic RPG features of exploration, combat, and progression, what we call the 3 pillars. What we're adding is something that's fundamental to the success of great entertainment in general, story. This is what we mean when we talk about bringing the 4th pillar of
video's
story
a little choppy.
to the
It is
MMO
kind of an
genre.
old video.
This is an area where we combine LucasArts' incredible storytelling heritage with BioWare's mission of creating the best story-driven games in the world. We believe that this will make a huge improvement on the MMO genre.
So let's finish up by showing you something really cool today. This is a worldwide exclusive. We're going to reveal the very first cinematic trailer for the Old Republic.
Enjoy.
All right, so as I mute this one, they showed the Deceived trailer. I think we've all seen that 1,000 times, so not gonna actually replay this. Yeah, when I was looking for these old E3 videos, as we go through this, the quality should get better. So I think they just show this, and I think maybe that's the end of the presentation. They don't show any gameplay. They don't really show anything else. Is there anything else? No, that's it. Okay, so that was everything that they had for 2009. Again, it was announced in October of 2008. So basically in 2009, they're just still announcing the game is basically all they did. All right, so we then move on to 2010. Let's see what they have for this one. I'm going to have to mute your music again. All right, let's pause for a second. All right, so this is the other BioWare doctor. So BioWare had 2 co-founders. They were both MDs.
Hi there, I'm Greg Zestruk from BioWare.
And I'm Mary Burr from LucasArts.
Today we're going to delve deeper into Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Rip LucasArts.
We're sharing some details that we know you're going to be very excited about.
First, we're announcing that every player will get his or her own starship.
And at the time, everybody was like, all right, so what does that mean exactly, right? We had no idea what that meant. Starship? That sounds good. Star Wars game, right?
We want a player's ship to represent not only a rite of passage in the game, but also an expression of his or her personal style.
These ships are important because they offer
Your own personal style. Okay.
a home for players to use as a base of operations from which to explore the galaxy.
The moment people walked out of theaters in 1977 after having seen the first Star Wars, the debate began. Do you follow the light side or the dark side?
Today, we're going to officially reignite the debate by revealing the first ever details about the player versus player experience in Star Wars: The Old Republic.
In the Old Republic, players battle it out in war zones. In these war zones, players will experience fierce battles that evoke memories of famous Star Wars ground conflicts.
All right, let's pause it right here. So some of these early screenshots of the game are just hilarious. You see this right here? If you see where my mouse is moving? This is back when they had the giant hilts, and they ended up fixing that later. But yeah, there for a while. You see how big that hilt is? It's hilarious.
Our first war zone will be on the planet Alderaan, where teams of players from the Empire and Republic will battle for glory and great rewards.
So pick a side. Are you a Jedi or are you a Sith? Are you with the Empire or the Republic?
Let's go neutral.
What will you choose?
Now for something special that we think really represents the creative vision of the game. We've heard you like the Deceived trailer, so we've made another one to give you a taste of what you can expect from the Old Republic.
You'll see great stories, great characters, and action-packed Star Wars combat. Tomorrow, you'll get to play hands-on, and what you see here, you'll experience in the game. Today, we present Hope.
Yay! Now let's see, is there anything after the Hope trailer? I'm thinking no, but let's verify. Don't know if they talk anymore or not. Hold on.
So I would encourage every one of you tomorrow to visit the EA booth and get hands-on with Star Wars: The Old Republic. I think you'd be incredibly impressed. So that wraps up EA at E3 and our
So they in 2010, they actually ended the show with SWTOR, which is pretty cool. But so far, they have done 2 press conferences at EA, or at E3, showing or talking about the game, and yet they have not really shown any gameplay yet, all right? So again, that was 2010. All right, fair enough. Let's go ahead and move on to 2011. What do they have in store at the next year? Now, the game released December 20th, 2011. So here's Greg again. Ah, Greg, you're the man. Woo.
Thanks for the warm welcome. Good afternoon. We've made a lot of games at BioWare. Big RPGs like Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, Mass Effect, and Dragon Age. Hey, you liked it. Thanks.
Origins was good.
Star Wars is in another class. We've never done anything this big, but size and hours of gameplay don't even come close to capturing the enormity of this experience. Being trusted by Lucasfilm, one of the most epic stories ever told, organizing an army of the world's best artists, engineers, designers, and producers, meeting and hopefully exceeding the expectations of the most loyal and demanding audience in the history of entertainment. As intimidating as that is, the biggest challenge we face is in communicating what we've made. The world of dreams, emotion, and character that we've put into this game. It's bigger than words, bigger than a trailer, bigger than anything I can show you here on the stage on live TV.
You'll also notice that the presentations are getting better. You know, when you look at the early days of E3, you know, they didn't build the big stages like they do now. And you could tell in the first couple ones, it's like they were basically just staring at the teleprompters. And this one, he's doing a little bit better.
The Old Republic really represents years of my life and the lives of the teams across BioWare studios worldwide. It represents huge devotion and sacrifice, and it's been absolutely worth it. This week at E3, we're showing a lot of new amazing content. Raids, Tatooine, hands-on gameplay.
Yeah, we're showing some raids, and then, oh, we got Tatooine. That's all we got, really.
Epic high-level boss battles, and much more. But I'm not going to talk you into playing this game. I'm not going to convince you to play it.
You're going to show gameplay?
Just play it,
Oh.
get lost in it,
Oh.
and live in it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Just jumping into the trailer, huh? Which one is this? Oh, this is just a montage.
For
So it's just-
centuries, the galaxy knew peace.
For centuries, we waited.
Until the Empire returned, attacking without mercy.
Okay, so it's basically just a trailer montage with the peeps talking. And again, anything after that? Nope, looks like they jump into the next game. So that was 2011. We shall now jump to 2012.
Hey, everybody. With the Old Republic, we set out to deliver the most emotionally engaging MMO the world has ever seen. Set in the rich universe of Star Wars.
So this will be the first one post-launch.
From Lucasfilm. Over 1 million players logged in on day one, making it the biggest subscription MMO launch in history. Our fans have built a vibrant community that's already invested over 520 million hours in the game. That's insanely awesome. We're humbled by their enthusiasm, and we're committed to match that passion. Our goal is to provide a living service that's always on. We're adding new content.
Real quick, I want to point out, it looks like what they're doing is 2.5D. So even though this is like blurred right now, they have a still image, and then they have a couple characters that kind of move like this. That's what they refer to as 2.5D.
Content, and we're refining the game at a rapid, unprecedented pace. Our first game update, Rise of the Rat-Ghouls, went live just 30 days after launch. Then in the spring, we released one of the biggest free updates in MMO history, Legacy, with a ton of new gameplay and features like the Legacy system. So your family can leave its legacy in the Star Wars universe just like the Skywalkers.
Not really.
We also deployed our first live immersion event, the Rat-Ghoul Plague, and we saw our community come together organically in ways we had never imagined. All of this and more in just 6 months.
So they finally showed some gameplay, but not really.
But we've only just begun. We're adding more PvP war zones, more challenging group and higher level content, including a new version of hardcore nightmare difficulty mode for our veterans, new companion characters to fight by your side, new playable species, enhanced features the fans have asked for like group finder, ranked PvP, character transfers, increased level caps for every class, and something we're really excited about, a new planet, Makeb, with storylines revolving around the shady and dangerous Hutt Cartel, allowing you to continue your own personal Star Wars saga. That's incredible value. The amount of new content and features we're delivering this year will set a new standard for a premium MMO service. There's never been a better time to join us. This July, everyone can play the game up to level 15 for free.
Oh, I forgot that they did that.
Now, here's a quick sneak peek at what's coming soon in Star Wars: The Old Republic.
I forgot before they went free to play, they had a 1 to 15 preview thing.
Enjoy.
Now, what is this? Coming this year, new space mission. I haven't done that forever. TFB. It's good. Ah, good. New companion. Cathar. New level cap. Come at us. So they basically announced the expansion here without... It's kind of weird how they announced it. They didn't actually say, we have a new expansion coming. It's called Rise of the Hutt Cartel. Alright, I don't know what the next game is. Now, see, that was a really good presentation for a post-launch. What they did right there, that is what they should be doing every single year. Some of SWTOR's competitors do that, and EA has the time during these events. Just say, here's SWTOR, here's what's coming out in the next 6, 8, 12 months, and just kind of go through the main features, which is what they did there, and then show a quick little trailer. They need to do that to let people know that the game is still relevant, right? So that's what they need to do, really. Okay, so again, that was 2012. Now we skip a couple years. They didn't come back again until 2015. So let's see what 2015 has to offer here. Jeff Hickman, studio general manager of BioWare Austin, I don't think he's there anymore. I could be wrong.
Star Wars: The Old Republic
because the GM right now is Casey Hudson.
offers RPG gamers the chance to step into the center of their own Star Wars saga. So if you love Star Wars and want a deep experience, then start playing now.
A deep experience.
Get ready, because something new is on the way. Our fans have told us exactly what they want in the future. More story, BioWare-style story, with a player-driven arc where choices matter. And we've been listening.
Matter of choices. Choices matter.
Today, I'm proud to announce that we are taking Star Wars: The Old Republic back to the roots of BioWare-style storytelling with the release of our new expansion, Knights of the Fallen Empire. This is your story, your way, and it's coming October 27, 2015.
Your story, your way.
Knights of the Fallen Empire puts you in the center of the battle against a dangerous new enemy faction. You will choose your path. You will join or betray companions, old and new, and you will make choices that will shape the fate of the entire galaxy, as well as your own. The expansion will deliver on the hallmarks of what makes a great BioWare game. New worlds to explore, new companions to recruit, and a dynamic story that players will be able to shape based on the choices they make. And in appreciation of our players' support over the years, Knights of the Fallen Empire will be free to all of our subscribers. I'll leave you with a first look at the story of Knights of the Fallen Empire. Thank you, and may the Force be with you.
Now, the Blur trailer, of course, you know, is amazing.
Can have anything.
But we're not going to watch that. Let's go ahead and mute that. I don't even think they... Yeah, they don't even show the full thing here. They only show part of it. Why not show the full thing when you're putting that much money into it? Because making those trailers, it's not cheap. Not cheap. View the full trailer online.
That's a massive new expansion from BioWare, and the first Star Wars game we will show you today. Star Wars Battlefront.
The first Star Wars Battlefront. So that was 2015. So we then move on to 2016, and this is the last time the game was shown at E3. Okay, stop here for a second. Jade Raymond, the VP General Manager of Motive/Visceral. Now, if you don't know, Jade Raymond, she used to work for Ubisoft, and she has a really, really good track record for making good games. Most notably, she was responsible for the first several Assassin's Creed games.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here to talk about our Star Wars games. Right now, we have teams across the world creating a wide range of Star Wars games for all types of Star Wars fans. These teams are being led by some of the creative minds who have made some of our favorite games of the last decade. And now they're channeling their talent and passion to bring you all new experiences that will span many corners of the Star Wars universe for years to come. Let's break it down.
Let's break it down.
Already today, you can play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Star Wars The Old Republic, and of course, Star Wars Battlefront. Each of these games are live and getting fresh, new content all year long. Next year, you're going to get a new installment of Star Wars Battlefront. Led by DICE in collaboration with Motive, we're building on the foundation of the first game. We're listening to our players and adding more of what you want, including content from the new films. Then coming in 2018
How about them loot boxes?
Is a new action-adventure game from Visceral Games.
And that game has been canceled.
Amy Hennig and team are creating an original narrative in the Star Wars universe with new characters. And beyond that, we've got more amazing projects in store.
The darn shame.
Including one from our partners at Respawn Entertainment. They are exploring a different Star Wars era in their own third-person action-adventure game.
Now, that game we don't know anything about.
We can't wait for you to play these games. I can't wait to play them myself. Here's a special peek behind the curtain at the EA Star Wars games we're working on with Lucasfilm. Thank you, and may the Force be with you.
All right, so if we stop here for a second, so these are all the studios that are quote unquote they were working on Star Wars games. All right, so DICE, they are the Battlefront studio. This one I can't even quite see what that says. Is Critter Ion Games? I don't know what they're doing. So Motive, we don't know. I mean, other than helping DICE, we don't know if they're working on something else. BioWare's got SWTOR. Respawn, their game is a mystery. Visceral was shut down. And Capital Games, they have Galaxy of Heroes.
You.
The Star Wars universe is growing day by day with the comics, the films, the games, you name it. And to be a part of that and to work with Lucasfilm is incredibly exciting. So what we're really trying to do at EA is cater to different areas of the Star Wars universe and create different game experiences that are tailor-made for those fans.
With Star Wars Battlefront, we wanted to really be able to bring people into the world of Star Wars like never before. What excites me now is bringing in more characters, more planets, more environments, more eras. And that's why we're super happy to have both Motive Studios and Criterion contributing in a significant way.
So basically, they had like 4 studios working on that game. And corporate EA came in with their loot boxes and practically destroyed the thing. It's better now, but...
There's no point in making something in the Star Wars IP if you're just going to do what's been done before, right? So it's a fantastic opportunity for Motive to really tell the world what we're about. And we're going to bring that to Battlefront, which is, it's crazy. It's incredible.
As a studio, our promise to gamers is ultimately...
Now again, this right here, this is the mystery game. No one knows what this is.
Gameplay first. We all demand that the game has these huge wow moments that translates really well into the Star Wars universe. We're going to deliver that Star Wars awe like fans have never seen before.
Now, the weird thing about that last game, though, is... Okay, so right there, they're doing mocap of, like, a Jedi and a Sith fighting or whatever. So you might think, oh, it must be they must be working on some kind of a, you know, awesome single-player game or something. But it's like, well, if EA really wanted a single-player game, then why did they shut down the Visceral game? Because that's what that was. So, I don't know. That Respawn game is a complete mystery.
With Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, we talked a lot about how we grew up as kids with Star Wars, and we collected toys, we'd bring them over to a friend's house, and we'd set up these battles where sometimes it was what we'd seen in the films, and sometimes it was just a random mashup of stuff that we wanted to play from our own imagination. Our aim is to bring in characters from all the films, all the TV shows, and even beyond.
Star Wars is what got me into role-playing games in the first place, that storytelling you did as a kid with your Star Wars action figures.
I'm pretty sure that this guy is also not there anymore.
The choices you make, the freedom you have, that's really at the heart of a BioWare game. And beyond the Old Republic, there are so many stories that we still want to tell.
Our goal has always been not to just sort of make a game that is set in the Star Wars universe, but to really...
I'm sorry, Amy, that your game got canceled. I mean, here, if you've never seen this sequence that I'm showing right now, you're going to feel so bad that this game got canceled.
Really tell an authentic Star Wars story. And that's actually a hugely different thing. How do you ground the new and unfamiliar in the familiar. You need the guidance of someone like Doug Chiang to show you the way.
One of the great joys of working with Amy is she is like a film director in many ways, because she is telling her story and I'm helping to realize her world.
EA has some really exciting plans in the works for the Star Wars portfolio, and what we're doing is bringing in talent from across the industry and letting them...
Pause. If you've never seen this, let me back up for a second. I jumped too far. I just wanted to see Musco.
Works for the Star Wars portfolio, and what we're doing is bringing in talent from across the...
All right, right here. Right here, here's Musco. Here's Charles Boyd. This is actually not even their office. When they filmed this shot, they had these guys come in. They're like, we need to film, you know, a scene for this thing that we're doing, and they're like, okay.
Industry and letting them loose. We have completely different games on the horizon, and I just hope that every fan walks away going, wow, I never thought they were going to bring my Star Wars fantasy to life.
Where's that Star Wars RTS? That's what I want. Give me another Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. All right, and I think we'll go ahead and stop it right there. So that was 2016, and they didn't show anything at 2017, and again, we know that they're not going to show anything for 2018. But yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is every single time that SWTOR was ever shown at E3, and then what they actually talked about. The E3 press conferences over the years have changed so much. So SWTOR suffered a little bit because of all of the changes that they've made over the years to those press events, because now it seems like the press events, they show so much more, and it looks like SWTOR is probably never going to get that chance to be featured again, even though last year EA had their main show, and then they had a post show, and in the post show their phone game got a good solid 10 minutes. So it's like, you know, why would they not give that to SWTOR? And whatever year it was earlier that I was talking about where I said, you know, that's exactly what they need to do for SWTOR every year. Again, they could do that in the post show, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to have SWTOR at E3 anymore. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see if they do bring it back at some point or what they do. But I just wanted to, yeah, throw this together. I thought it was kind of fun just to kind of roll through these with you guys. It'd be interesting to see what your comments are down below the video. What do you guys think of all these? If you've never actually seen them before, let me know. But yeah, that'll go ahead and do it for this one. Of course, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing and have fun.